going on, people? Your boy Retro Gamer. Another Yu-Gi-Oh! Fridays request, and I'm gonna put on hold a little bit the actual gameplay videos because I want to do a deck build request. You guys, I'm going to start doing things that you guys want to see, and as you can see, I have a lot of decks here that are just named pretty much anything, but I know what they are. So we're gonna do a deck build request starting with the Spellcaster deck this week. So I'm gonna go ahead and load this up. And I'm not going to rebuild this deck. I'm going to show you what I have in this deck and tell you why I have the cards in this deck. So let's go ahead and run down the trap cards. I have 3 Dark Brides because simply I'm a counter trap type of guy. I'm the type of guy that gets weary about when an opponent has a magic card or trap card face down, and I don't know what it is, or I don't have a good hunch of what type of card it is, and I go in for an attack, and it might be a Mirror Force or a Magic Cylinder, Dimensional Prison. You want to be able to prepare yourself for those type of things. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, the drawback is that they're going to get 3 cards back, because each time you use it, they draw 1 card. Well, I'm willing to take that risk in order to get my attack off, or something like that. So I have 3 counter traps, and then you have Solemn Judgment. That's 4. The benefit with Solemn Judgment is that you can also negate summons, so that's also a benefit at the cost of half your life points, of course. So I have a total of 4 counter traps. Now, for when they attack me, you got to be prepared for when they attack you, because certain situations where they attack you, if you don't have anything to prevent the attack, you're gonna be fucked. So I stuffed in 2-dimensional prisons. For this type of deck, I think that's all I'll need, because this is pretty much an offensive type deck with some good special summonings to it. Some good synchro summons too. I don't think I'll really need a lot of dimensional prisons, because usually my monsters will have the advantage anyway. So only put 2 in there. I didn't put a Mirror Force, I didn't put a Magical Cylinder in there. I put 2-dimensional prison. I think that'll be it. So I'm gonna come back to the Magician's Circle, and I'll explain that later. Let's get to the magic card. You're probably wondering why I don't have 2 Foolish Burials in here. Simply because the goal with Foolish Burial in this particular deck is for Quillbolt and Plague Spreader. Now, Quillbolt, you read his effect at the bottom. It says if you control a face-up tuner monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Now, I have a couple tuner monsters in this graveyard. This deck. Dark Resonator, Plague Spreader. Those actually are my 3. And the reason why Quillbolt is helpful, because when I have a tuner monster, I can special summon this from the graveyard. Well, what if he's in my deck? What if he's not in my graveyard? And what if I draw a Foolish Burial first? Well, if I draw a Foolish Burial first, I can send Quillbolt to the graveyard, then bring him back with a synchro summon, and get a 5-star, 6-star synchro out of that, 7-star synchro out of that. And Foolish Burial is also used for Plague Spreader Zombie, because his effect is, of course, when he's in the graveyard, you can remove 1 card from your hand back to the top of your deck and special summon him, which I can also get another 5-star synchro if I'm lucky. So that's the reason why those Foolish Burials are in there. Gold Sarcophagus is in there mainly to get Magical Citadel, because Magical Citadel is going to be the key to this deck, because it relies on spell counter. Every time I activate a magic card, a spell counter gets put on a card, and there are cards in this deck that require spell counters to make this work. So that's a card to help me draw out the Magical Citadel. If for some reason that Magical Citadel isn't in my hand initially, Gold Sarcophagus could help. Another card that helps me get Magical Citadel is Terraforming, which allows me to get 1 field card from my deck to my hand. So if I don't have Gold Sarcophagus or Magical Citadel, Terraforming helps me get the Magical Citadel. And for some reason, if I get Terraforming in my hand first and get Magical Citadel, I'll use Gold Sarcophagus on Edaman, the Master Magician, or something like maybe Chaos Sorcerer, something like that. So that's what I would use Gold Sarcophagus on. Now, the 2 magical dimensions I have in this card, you read the effect. It says activate only when you have a Spellcaster monster. I can tribute one of my monsters and special summon 1 Spellcaster monster in my hand, which could be